we've learned that our job isn't to confirm what we already know. Our job is to confront the data that challenges us. The universe is always setting tests, and it isn't shy about forcing us to speculate. On the 29th of October 2025, we were handed just such a test. At 7:47 a.m. Eastern Time, a visitor from another star system, an object we call ALLOYS, reached perihelion, PARF. This was its moment of truth. The instant it passed closest to our sun, and the moment it had to endure its most severe trial. Picture this. At that very instant, ALLOYS was being seared by a blast of radiation measuring 770 watts for every single square meter of its surface. And here's the catch. At that exact critical moment, ALLOYS was completely invisible to us. It was on the far side of the Sunday. The hidden crucible, this wasn't just an observational inconvenience. This was a scientific black box. We know the when, 7:47 a.m., and the where, perihelion, but we are completely blind to the what. In astrophysics, we live for these moments of extreme stress. If ALLOYS were just an interstellar comet, a massive, dirty snowball from the deep dark, this intense heat should have shattered it. It should have unleashed a massive cloud of gas and dust as its ices violently sublimated. We should be predicting a brilliant tale or total disintegration. But we see nothing. We are flying blind. We've sent ALLOYS into the furnace, and we're forced to wait outside, completely unaware if the thing that emerges on the other side will be a cloud of shrapnel or something suspiciously intact. The question hanging in the void is hotter than the solar radiation itself. Did ALLOYS survive or disintegrate? And if it survived, how? This is the essence of discovery. The mystery of ALLOYS is only just beginning. When it emerges from behind the sun, what will it reveal itself to be? If you, like me, are driven by the big questions, by the secrets the universe hides in plain sight, then this journey is for you. Like and subscribe to our channel. Because when ALLOYS emerges, we will be right here, and we will decode what it brings together. The moment ALLOYS slipped into that orbital black box, my office filled with a tense silence. We are in the waiting game now. And while we wait, the mainstream astronomical community is placing its bets on the most predictable scenario, total annihilation. If ALLOYS is, as many believe, just an interstellar comet, a loose collection of ice and rubble held together by weak forces, then that 770 watts divided by m squared isn't just a furnace. It's a death sentence. Right now, as it coasts behind the sun, it is likely disintegrating. A spectacular fragmentation event is unfolding, entirely hidden from view, but likely isn't science. Science is data. And this brings me to the single most frustrating, ironic truth of this entire encounter. The missed radar opportunity, I ran the numbers this morning, and the result is a masterclass in cosmic bad luck. It's a bitter truth of orbital mechanics. We are simply in the wrong place. If Earth were on the other side of its orbit, where we were 6 months ago, or where we will be 6 months from now, this would be a completely different story. In that hypothetical scenario, ALLOYS would have sailed past us at a range of just 54 million kilometers. At that range, it wouldn't just be a dot of light. We could have pinged it with our most powerful radar systems. We could have generated a 3D map. We wouldn't be speculating about its shape. We would have images. We would have confirmed its 16.2-hour rotation. We would know if it was a potato-shaped rock or something far more structured. But the universe didn't grant us that setup. The reality is this. Even at its closest approach, this coming December 19th, ALLOYS will still be 269 million kilometers away. At that range, our radar is useless. We are, once again, flying blind. Mobilized, we are listening, so we can't see it, and we can't scan it. What can we do? We listen. Following the recent revelations about this object's anomalies, more on that in a moment, we have mobilized every radio dish we could get our hands on. Radio observers across the globe are monitoring it around the clock. This is no longer a purely academic project. The situation has become urgent enough that Representative Anna Paulina Luna is actively assisting us, helping to secure observation time on several high-power radio observatories facilities that are not easily accessible. We are pointing those massive dishes at the empty patch of sky where Atlas is set to emerge. We have no idea if it will emerge silent at that rock or if it will be bringing something unexpected. You might be wondering, why mobilize a congresswoman? Why use high-power, high-rise observatories just to track a comet? The answer lies in the data we collected before Atlas disappeared, behind the sun. Specifically, the images from October 2nd. This is where the story shifts from conventional astronomy into something else entirely. We are not just looking for melting ice, we are looking for orbital maneuvers. Any slight deviation that cannot be explained by gravity, mini probes, any small objects being shed or released, structured signals, not cosmic noise, inconsistent flashes of light, excess infrared heat beyond solar radiation, the signatures of propulsion. Why are we looking for these things? Because Atlas is no ordinary rock. The enigmatic behemoth, let me give you the context. Atlas is the third known interstellar object, ISO, but it is fast becoming the most mysterious. It's nothing like Oumuamua, the first one which I studied extensively. Oumuamua was the size of a football field. Nor is it like 2I divided by Borisov, which was a clear-cut interstellar comet. Atlas is a monster. With a minimum estimated diameter of 5 kilometers, Atlas is 1,000 times larger than Borisov and has 1 million times the mass of Oumuamua. For comparison, the largest rocket humanity has ever built, Starship, is 100 times smaller than this mysterious object. We are not talking about a ship. We are talking about a mobile mountain. My job is to follow the data, no matter where it leads. The data on Atlas is so strange that I've had to classify it as a level 4 on the Lobo scale, a scale I propose for classifying objects, where 0 is definitely natural and 10 is definitely technological. A level 4 doesn't mean it is artificial, it means it is wildly anomalous, and that we must take the technological hypothesis seriously. Why? Because Atlas exhibits 8 statistically improbable anomalies that defy everything we know about natural comets. Let's start with the first one. Anomaly Hashon. The impossible orbit. Interstellar objects are supposed to arrive from all random directions in the sky, from above, below, or the sides. But not Atlas. It flew into our solar system almost perfectly on the ecliptic plane, the same thin, flat disk on which Earth and all the other planets orbit the Sun. Its trajectory is inclined by only 5 degrees. To visualize this, picture the solar system as a flat CD. A natural object should fly in from any angle. Atlas flew in almost perfectly parallel to the CD's surface. The probability of this happening by chance? Just 0.2%. This by itself is deeply suspicious. But it is only the beginning. I need this first anomaly to sink in. When we say 0.2% probability, we aren't just saying it's rare. We are saying it is borderline defiant of logic. Think about it. Objects from deep interstellar space, where orientation is completely random, should arrive like a scattered swarm of flies. They have no knowledge that our solar system is organized onto a thin disk called the ecliptic. For Atlas to arrive almost perfectly parallel to that plane, right where all our planets live, is a staggering coincidence. It's like throwing a dart across a dark room and having it slide perfectly into a mail slot. It's as if this object was intentionally navigated to follow the rules of the road in our solar system. But if that wasn't strange enough, the data from July and August 2025 showed us something that absolutely defies physics. Anomaly #2 The antitail, it is a fundamental law of physics. The sun's radiation pressure pushes material away from it. It's why comets always have tails pointing away from the sun, they always. Atlas does not. Throughout July and August, we observed it ejecting a jet of material. But this jet was not pointing away. It was pointing directly toward the Sunday. Let me be clear. This is anti-tail behavior. It has never been observed in any natural comet. A natural object cannot do this. It's like watching a sailboat point its sail directly into the wind and accelerate against it. To do that, you need an engine. This behavior strongly implies some kind of active propulsion or an internal mechanism we cannot explain with known natural processes. It was pushing itself toward the heat source, anomaly #3, the mass and velocity paradox, and then we come to its size. As I mentioned, Atlas is massive, a minimum of 5 kilometers. In interstellar space, larger objects like Atlas typically move slower. This is because they have more inertia. They are harder to accelerate by random gravitational interactions in the galaxy. We expect giant visitors to be slow drifters. Atlas is not. It is both enormous and moving faster than its peers. The probability of finding an object both this large and moving this fast is exceedingly low, estimated at less than 0.1%. So let's summarize. It arrived on an almost impossible trajectory, 0.2%. It propelled itself toward the sun, violating cometary physics, never seen. It's a giant, yet it's moving absurdly fast, 0.1%. You see, this is no longer a single weird observation. This is a chain of statistically impossible events. This is why Atlas registers as a level 4 on the Lobo scale. The data is screaming that we are looking at something outside our natural models. Let me be clear about anomaly #3, the mass divided by velocity paradox. The physics of star-forming regions, like our Oort cloud or protoplanetary disks, follow clear gravitational dynamics. Large, heavy objects like Atlas have more inertia. They move slowly. Small objects like Oumuamua are easily slingshotted at higher speeds. Atlas breaks this rule. It is both massive and faster than we would ever predict. This combination of traits cannot be easily explained by random gravitational interactions. It suggests an unnatural origin, or that it is equipped with some kind of propulsion system that accelerated it during its interstellar journey. But the thing that truly has the orbital dynamicists on my team scratching their heads is this: anomaly #4. The planned trajectory. Atlas's trajectory isn't just a flyby, it looks like a calculated tour. It didn't just fly into the solar system, it flew past Mars, Venus, and Jupiter. And as if for dramatic flair, it timed its arrival to be completely invisible to Earth right at perihelion, that critical moment of maximum stress we discussed. What is the probability of a random, natural object executing such a precise sequence of planetary approaches and simultaneously cloaking itself from Earth at the most critical moment? Our models give us a number, 0.005%. This is where we leave the realm of random coincidence and enter the realm of statistical convenience. The data implies a path planned for maximum planetary exploration while minimizing Earth-based detection. Anomaly #5. The industrial composition. If the orbit is speculation, the material composition is hard evidence. Remember that antitail, anomaly #2, the jet Atlas was shooting toward the sun? We analyzed the light from that plume. The result? The jet was richer in nickel than it was in iron. In nature, this is almost impossible. From asteroids to planetary cores, cosmic formation always produces more iron than nickel. So, where do we find high nickel ratios? Here on Earth, in human-made industrial alloys like stainless steel or high-temperature superalloys, things specifically engineered for durability. The odds of a natural space rock having this industrial signature Less than 1%. We are no longer just looking at an object flying strangely. We are analyzing an object that appears to be made of strange materials. To be specific about that metallic signature in the jet, anomaly #5, when we analyzed that plume deeper, we found the ratio of nickel to cyanide, Ni divided by Cn, was orders of magnitude higher than any known comet, including 2I divided by Borisov. Cyanide, Cn, is a standard tracer gas we use to measure comets. Nickel, Ni, is a heavy metal. Finding that much heavy metal relative to the standard tracer gas is inexplicable by natural chemistry. This composition suggests processed or refined materials, not the random mix we expect from natural cosmic bodies. But if the plume was bizarre, the object itself is even stranger. This brings us to the sixth anomaly, and this one is perhaps the most fundamental challenge to the comet hypothesis, anomaly #6, the dry comet. Spectral analysis of ALLOYS reveals it contains only 4% water by mass. Let me put this in context. Comets, by our most basic definition, are dirty snowballs. They are supposed to be 80–90% water ice. That is their entire reason for existing and having tails. ALLOYS is dry. It is almost completely missing the most fundamental ingredient of a comet. This dry composition is far more consistent with a metallic asteroid or an artificial object than a natural comet. It's not a dirty snowball. It is a rock or something else mimicking cometary activity, like the antitail in anomaly #2. Anomaly #7, the impossible optical surface. So if it's not a comet, what is it? We tried to find out by studying its surface, and this led to anomaly #7. When we measure the sunlight reflecting off ALLOYS, it shows extreme negative polarization. This is a highly technical observation, but its implications are profound. The way light polarizes when it bounces off the surface tells us about its fundamental texture and structure. Is it porous? Is it solid? Is it dusty? Not a single comet or asteroid in our catalog has ever shown this specific optical signature. This tells us that the surface of this 5 kilometers object, or its exterior structure, is utterly alien to any natural material we have ever seen in our solar system. We now have 7 anomalies, each one challenging our understanding of natural objects. But the final anomaly, the 8th, is what connects this mystery to a larger historical one, anomaly #8. It came from the direction of the WOW signal. ALLOYS didn't arrive from just any random patch of sky. Its trajectory, when we trace it backward to its origin point in deep space, its radiant, is only 9 degrees off from the direction of the famous 1977 WOW signal. The WOW signal remains the most mysterious, powerful, and most likely artificial radio signal ever detected. The directional correlation between ALLOYS and this historical source is statistically significant. The probability of this happening by chance? 0.6%. Are we supposed to assume this is just another random coincidence? Or are we witnessing a potential link between two of the greatest mysteries in modern astronomy? Astronomical improbability. This is the moment where, as a scientist, I have to step back and look at the full picture. We have 8 distinct anomalies. Each one, on its own, has a vanishingly small probability of occurring naturally. Now, we do the math. What happens when we multiply all those tiny probabilities together? The cumulative probability of all 8 of these anomalies occurring naturally in the same object is less than 1 in 10 quadrillion. Shifenji Ling. It is a number so small it is functionally impossible, a number that defies any explanation based on coincidence or random chance. This is why we are watching. This is why the radio dishes are listening. We are at the defining moment. ALLOYS is in the perihelion furnace right now. When it emerges from the other side of the sun, it cannot hide its true nature. We are looking for one of 2 scenarios. If it is natural, the intense heat will likely shatter it. We will witness a cosmic fireworks show, a much brighter cloud of gas and dust as it breaks apart. If it is technological, we will be looking for technosignatures. Any change in trajectory, maneuvers, any small objects released, mini probes, any radio signals, any artificial lights, or any excess heat from an engine, the immense implications. We must gather as much data as possible to discover the nature of this anomalous object. I want to be clear. The implications of discovering extraterrestrial technology would be immense. It is precisely because the stakes are so high that we must take this possibility seriously. We cannot afford to dismiss it simply because it makes us uncomfortable. If Atlas is a technological artifact, its creators possess capabilities far beyond our current technology. And now we wait and we listen.